This video is going to be about tires. I could probably do a whole series of videos about tires. You ask 100 different people and you'll get 100 different answers. But I did a lot of research, and probably took me almost a year before I decided which tires to go with. I checked all of them out. I checked Toyo, and I checked Yokohama, and I checked Bridgestone, and there wasn't any that I didn't. Dunlop and General, and all of them's got some positives and some negatives. After doing the research, I decided to go with the BF Goodrich TA. I should have just listened to my son and my son-in-law. They both recommended this tire before I started searching. My son-in-law spent 18 months in a camper, four-wheel drive camper in Africa, going through the deserts and that type of thing. And he said he just fell in love with the tire. Other than tires, there's sizes, what size to get. Just a whole bunch of different things. But being the van, originally it came with 245 75 16-inch wheels, and so I wanted to go a little bigger. The van's got approximately 3-inch lift on it, and then another 1.5 inch more with the larger tire. A person's tempted to go with a big tire, but I ended up going with 285 70 17. I had to go with the 17-inch rim in order to get clearance for the disc brakes on the four-wheel drive front end. The front end was from an F350 Ford. All the things in the front end are stock, so I can go to any Ford dealer if I have a problem, and they can make the repairs for me, so which is a big plus. Most of those other four-wheel drive systems, they can't do that. There's a lot of custom stuff in it. Then when you was picking a tire, I wanted them to stick out, even with the side of the van. Most vans will, the tire sticks back into the tire well. It looks kind of skinny. It looks kind of strange. So the stock wheels were like 6.5 inch wide. These are 9-inch. So I went from a 9.25 inch stock tire width-wise to a 11.5 or 11.25 by almost 33 inches. I think it was 32 3/4. The stock tires was just over 30 inches. Gear ratios, when you go to a bigger tire, your gear ratios change. And this van, I think, it's got the 378 gears in it. And everybody recommended that I go with 411s or 456s. But that's a huge expense. And I don't know that I need it, being as I got four-wheel drive. If I get in a situation where that's soft sand or that type of thing, I've got the luxury of shifting to a lower gear in the transfer case, and generally end up with plenty of power. Also, the tires, when I ordered them, I had them siped, which is they cut a bunch of little grooves in it, because I do a lot of driving on ice, and for what I read and what I've researched, those are basically designed to run on ice, and the tires, they say, run cooler. So you ask the dealer, they'll say don't do it, but I asked a couple independent dealers that didn't have any specific tire as their favorite, and they both recommended it. So I tried it. It don't cost very much, so we'll see what happens. Another thing is about snow. I do a lot of snow driving, and the I had Goodrich tires before. I think they were a Goodrich Rugged Country or Rugged something. I got a lot of miles on them. I think I put 40,000 miles on them. They still were better than half there. So, but as far as traction goes, they had to be one of the worst tires I ever drove. You could go around a corner at 25 miles an hour in this ice, and the whole van just slide sideways. So they were not a off-road tire. They were just a road tire for mileage. And also I needed a 10-ply tire because of the weight. This van weighs 10,000 pounds or so, and so I wanted to be able to carry the weight on 3 tires, because you get up in the Moab or get up in the desert, and a lot of times you're on 3 tires instead of 4, and I didn't want to overload the tires in that situation. Also I wanted a tire that I could air down, and so 10-ply tire is a little stiffer as far as sidewalls go, because you get in the sand, you got to air down your tires to 20-25 pounds, and if you get stuck you go even lower than that, so you got to be prepared and have the product that will do that. Another nice thing about the Goodrich is their traction tire. If you get a traction tire approved, if you get in a situation where you can't go over a pass or something without chains, where it says chains are required, these tires are sufficient to take care of that criteria, so you can just go ahead and go on over without the chains. I do carry chains though, just for safety. You never know when you need them, and the nice thing about snow, most people don't, their chains, is you can use them in sand and snow. And I get into a sand situation sometimes, and you're out 100 miles from nowhere. You want to make sure that you can get out of it. And I consider it a winch, but they're so heavy, and not only that, there's so many people around generally that have winches that are just dying to pull you out. So I kind of rely on that. The cost of these, I think I ordered 5 with a spare, and it was around $2,500 for the new wheels and tires, but they sure make a difference as far as looks go. So anyway, tires, if you want my recommendation, I would go with the Goodrich all-terrain TAs. I think it's a good tire. I don't think you can go wrong. So a little more than some of them, but you get stuck in the mud, or you get stuck in the snow, or you get stuck in the sand, you're going to forget the price you paid way before you'll forget the tire. Thanks. I'll see you later.